I see this question all the time in the comments, as well as people send me direct messages saying, I'm a musician, a producer, an artist, up and coming. How do I get my music out there? Of course, what they mean to ask is, how do I get more attention on my music and start seeing progress, and how do I become successful, popular, or all the other words you can use? I'm going to see if I can address that inside this video. Hi everyone, if you don't know, my name is Marlon. I'm a media producer and an online entrepreneur. I do videos on this channel around music production and other related content. So in this video, I'm going to see if I can shed some light and share a few points on how you can actually get more attention on your music, how you can start putting the spotlight on you if you're already doing good music. Hopefully this is going to help you out and get things going for you. First of all, I feel like there's a few people that, this might not be you, but there's a few people that have this sense of entitlement, and they expect that as soon as they put something out, they feel like they should automatically get this recognition and people should just gravitate towards it, start singing praises to them and sharing their music and getting those views that they so crave. And they look at other people, they look at other tracks out there and they see them doing pretty well, and they might compare what they do with the tracks that they have, and they think, you know what, my track is actually a lot better than their track, but they seem to be getting a ton more views or getting a ton more shares, and they're actually making more money or making money and you're not. And you're wondering, what am I doing wrong? Well, I hate to break it to you, but it takes a lot more than you just posting your music on social media for it to just blow up and just take off. There's a lot more involved. Of course, there are times when you might put something out and you just might have the right timing and it gets seen by the right person and it has some virality to it where it just gets shared around, and before you know it, you have a ton of views and you have something that becomes a hit. But this is rather the exception to the rule, and you can't really rely on a fluke to, make sure that your music gets out there. So what you need to do is to have an intentional approach and have a system in place to take things forward with more predictable results. If you stop and think about it, most of the times a lot of these music sound exactly the same. Why? Because everyone's competing for the same space and they're trying to go after popularity. So they're trying to do the exact same things that other people that are popular or making popular music also do, and it just becomes a lot of noise to listeners, and there's nothing to actually separate you out from the crowd. Okay, so what separates those tracks from yours? Let's take a look at this. The main thing that separates you from the crowd is to have an approach and a process that allows you to do things in a way that you present yourself exactly how you'd like to be presented. And what I'm talking about here is actually presenting yourself as a brand rather than just rely on just your music. When I talk about a brand here, I'm not talking about how you look, whether it's your hairstyle, your dress sense, or whether you have a logo or a special color that represents you. It's more about your understanding of your audience, the people that you want to be your fans, what they're expecting from you, and giving them more insights into who's behind the music. So they need to have some way of relating to you and to connect with you on a deeper level. So this might mean that you maybe share more on social media about you and how you come up with your music and what your philosophy is and your mindset. And they can kind of make some connections there to say, okay, I see this person has this story behind what they do and how they got to this point, and this is why their lyrics are like this, and I can identify things in some of their lyrics that kind of talks about the story that they tell outside of them just producing a track. So people are looking for more of a narrative and more of something that they can latch onto to say, yes, I feel like this person is who I understand, or they understand me, and I can actually listen to their music because I can relate to it. That's why, if you think about it, a lot of music that does very well are based on emotions. So it's either a breakup, or someone talking about their love, or someone talking about some kind of heartache in some other way, shape or form, or some successful thing that someone's done and they're singing about it, and other people can say, okay, yeah, I can understand that because I've been through that. Or it becomes some source of inspiration for people to come through a difficult time. So you need to actually start thinking about, like I said, more about what else can you package with the music to present you, the brand, because basically you're a musician, the brand is going to be you. It's more about your personality and what you have to offer. So now you understand that you need to actually work on your brand and start to actually tell more of a story. The question comes up, do I need a team? Well, I don't know, maybe or maybe not. It depends. If you are at a certain stage where you're not yet making an income or making enough of an income from your music, then you might not be able to afford to put together a team, because you're going to need to fund that. You're going to need to pay whoever it is that you're going to bring on board to start putting things into motion, to actually get your branding done and to get your marketing done as well. Now, what that leaves you with is having to invest in yourself more and being able to do a lot of these things for yourself. So you're going to have to start educating yourself about the music industry first of all. There's a lot of free resources out there that you can pick up that talks about branding for musicians. In fact, at the end of this video, I'm going to be offering you a free resource that is going to help you to go through the steps that you need to take. So watch the video through to the end. So you can grab hold of all of these kind of free resources and start to put things together slowly. The next thing is, with teams, they need to actually see that you're doing something already to create a buzz for someone to want to have to, well, for someone to work with you, and to see that there's some kind of possibility of them getting a good return on their investment of their time, and as opposed to working with somebody else that's a bit more successful or is a bit more advanced than you are. So you have to prove that you have what it takes and you have a focus and you have a systematic approach regardless, before you can think about getting a team on board. Now, if you feel like you've got some funds, maybe you have another source of income and you can afford to hire people on a freelance basis to just work on projects with you on a project by project basis, then by all means get a team together of trusted individuals that can help you with various aspects of things, whether it's to do with presenting your image from a visual standpoint, to getting you help with the business side of things, or to really get you help with the marketing and making sure that things are getting into the right places, you know, getting your music where it needs to be on the ground. If you think about some of the most popular musicians out there, they are not focusing solely on the music. They have something else that they're doing that is attracting people to them. And this is what branding is all about. They're trying to appeal to a certain demographic of people so they understand who their audience is, and they can go ahead and start doing things based on the requirements and the needs of their audience. So it could be anything from deciding on the type of music they make, the lyrics, the content of the music, to the imagery that they put forward, because people react differently to different things and everyone has a different expectation. So understanding the whole aspect of from who you are and what you want to present to who you're marketing to and who you're presenting to is going to help you to get your music out there and reach the right people, rather than trying to compete with people that are doing things that relates to them and their audience. You might not necessarily have the same audience, even though you might be doing the same music seemingly. So you need to really sit back and have a think about it and make sure that you structure things and work out a strategy for how you want to approach your general branding and marketing. At the top of everything else, the most important thing I would say is that timing is everything, and you need to be consistent. So timing, in terms of certain things, just don't happen before it's time. I do music on a part-time basis. My main business is really branding, and I help businesses with branding and marketing. But one of the things that I've learned through doing what I do with some music production and with doing the other projects that I work on is that sometimes it's just not the right time for something to happen. And the stars sometimes have to align before you can actually see some results. But the key to actually being there is to being consistent and not giving up with what you're doing, right? And working smarter as well. So hopefully you take some small encouragement from that, and that is going to help you to kind of keep going at it and making sure that you do something you do something that is going to benefit you on a daily basis and help you to make progress, and you can stick to the passion and the love that you have for what you do. The main takeaway I want you to have from this is that you need to focus on the fact that the minimum entry to requirements is that you do good music, that you focus on your brand, and that you establish better connections with your audience. And that is going to require that you become a bit more vulnerable and open. How much you want to do that is totally up to you. Whatever works for you is what you should go with. Being true to yourself and presenting that is never a bad way to go. If you'd like to learn more about music branding and marketing, I've got a free checklist that you can download called 8 Tips to Building a Solid Fan Base. Go ahead and join my mailing list. The link is in the description, and you'll get access to that download plus other resources as well that you can use to help you make step-by-step progress with your branding and other areas of your music. If you've got any other things that you'd like me to discuss relating to branding or anything connected with this and marketing, please leave me a comment. I'm looking to make a lot more videos like this to help people out, and you will help by presenting the topics that you need help on. If I don't know the answers to certain things, I will research it and do a video on it for you. But whatever I do know, obviously I'll be presenting that as well in the meantime. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. If this has been helpful, let me know in the comments, and also share this with somebody that might find it useful. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. How do I get my music out there? I'm a media. Start again.